Hi, Kayla. What are you in for today?
Hi, well, I'm here about my roommate. I've been having some problems with her.
Do you think that it's something with you or with her?
I don't know, I've been really stressed out and I try to talk to her about it, but she's just so busy and keeps blowing me off and I feel like I have no one to rely on anymore.
Do you feel as though you're very dependent on your roommate?
I mean, I guess for situations like this, I really want to be able to talk to her and have her help me and she's just not there.
Would you consider your roommate, more of a friend than just a roommate?
Yeah, definitely. I really think that we're good friends and she's always there for me. And just lately, I've been so stressed out and I really am looking for her to help me and I don't think I'm getting any help.
Do you think maybe she's also been busy with schoolwork and very stressed out?
I mean, I guess so. I never thought about that.
Well, from what I'm getting from this, it seems that you're relying on your roommate to help you out in stressful times.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that a common theme in your life? Did you do that before college?
I guess at home, I really relied on my parents to help me out. If I ever needed anything, they would always be there as a great support system for me.
Right.
And now that I'm at school, I don't really talk to my parents as much as I want to.
Mhm.
So if I need something, they'll always be there for me. And I think I'm looking in that for my roommate. And this week, she just really hasn't been helping me.
So you look to your roommate to be almost like your parents, which even though you're in completely different situations, your parents are there to help you and your roommate's just there to be your roommate. Do you think there are any ways that you could become more independent from your roommate?
I don't know. I really always rely on her to be there to help me and to help me move along from my stressful situations or any problems that I experience. So it's hard.
How do you cope with it when she isn't around?
I usually try to talk to my other quad mates, but if they aren't there, then it's kind of hard. And I'm really closest with my roommate rather than my other two quad mates. So that's why I always look for her first.
Right. So I could see how that could be very hard, almost being stuck, not knowing where to go and what to do with it. Do you feel that, being away from your parents is adding more stress onto you?
I guess so. I'm really, really close with them. I always do family activities with them and everything. So being away at school, it's really hard because I obviously don't get that family time that I used to get before. So I think that adds more stress to me because I don't have other things to subside me from hanging out with them.
Maybe we can speak about a few ways that you can become more independent from people in general, just being able to cope with these issues on your own.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's just really hard because like I said, I always relied on my roommate to be there and I really relied on my parents. So when they're not there, I just feel helpless and no one else is there for me.
So you feel helpless. Is there any sort of other feelings that you're having right now besides feeling stressed and hopeless?
I mean, I guess I feel really overwhelmed with everything too. On top of my roommate not being there lately and stressed out with school, I want to get good grades to impress my parents. I don't want to be a disappointment to them, and it's just really hard.
That sounds like it could be a very difficult situation, feeling almost isolated from, your family because they are so far away. How far are they?
They're about an hour.
Okay, so if you really did need them, they could come.
Yeah, I guess
Right.
so.
But it's more the day-to-day struggles that you're having issues with?
Yeah, I think because I'm just so busy with schoolwork and I want to be able to talk to them a lot, but they're either busy at home doing whatever and I'm not there to experience that or there to see them and ask them for help.
So do you think that's really adding on to, your relationship with your roommate? Maybe you're expecting more from her and she's not giving you.
Yeah, I think so because I always listen to her problems and everything and now this week that it's just been so stressed out for me, I really rely on my roommate and I don't know what to do if like I can't tell someone about it and I'm just kind of like stuck sitting here by myself.
Right. So I can understand why you feel that way, but it is apparent to me that you do have a great support system, like you said earlier, with your family, and you do have friends here that you can talk to, along with me, of course. Um, do you feel like there are anything that you can do to, make yourself more independent now?
I mean, I joined a club called Her Campus and like I'm really involved with that and like after a long week of studying and working on all of my assignments, like it's nice to just kind of be able to sit down and work on that and keep my stress level down a little.
Well, that sounds great. That sounds like you're already starting to become more independent. Is that a good feeling for you?
Yeah, I mean, like once I joined the club and like met people there who also like to write for the Her Campus article, it makes it reassuring to myself that like there are people who like to join clubs on their own. Like I don't always need to have like my roommates there or my parents there to like guide me into the right direction. So,
Because that is a huge adjustment going from home where you have such a close knit family, like you were saying, to now being completely on your own as a college student. I could see why you would become overwhelmed, and that's a very normal feeling for girls and guys around your age, finally getting out of their home.
yeah, I know it's really a big adjustment for me. Like I said, like I'm really close with my family, but I think if I join other clubs and activities, I might be able to just like find myself somewhere, hopefully.
Because you could try out many different things and really figure out how you are as an individual instead of just, someone's friend or someone's daughter. You can find out what you like and become more independent on your own.
Yeah, I definitely think that joining the clubs would help. Like the club that I'm in, it just, I don't know, like I was able to make new friends there. And then, like, at the end of the day, I realized that I do still have my roommates and, like, my family for me.
Right. Which that I'm sure makes you feel very relieved at the end of the day, even though during stressful situations it feels almost as if you're stuck or alone during this. But there's a big support system out there for you, and it can only grow by joining clubs and making new friends. You won't be so dependent on one friend or your parents in particular. You can have a group of friends where you can discuss your feelings. And
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it that way because, like I said, I always relied on my roommate to be there for me. But, like, now that I do have the other clubs and activities, like, I realize that I do have friends in those clubs and it just makes it a lot easier. But I still get very stressed out, and, like, if my roommate's not there, like, that's still an adjustment for me.
have you thought of any ways to reduce your stress, like exercising or even writing, if that's something that calms you down?
Yeah, I mean, I write for the Her Campus article like weekly, so I think that definitely helps. And I mean, I guess I could start going to the gym. I never really thought about doing that, and maybe asking my roommate like to come with me or something if she's not busy.
Right. It's always good to have a nice close relationship with your roommate, but you would definitely want to stay behind the line where you're not overly dependent on her. I think that you are a very strong person that can handle being on her own. And for now, I'd like you to just understand that you have a great support system. And I think for next week, we should work on, maybe joining some more clubs or finding ways that you can deal with your stress on your own in a more independent way.
Yeah, I think that would definitely help.
All right, so for next week, maybe you can try out, exercising or writing and also talking to your roommate about, what you guys can do together to have that time still, but yet also have time to yourself to be your own person and really find out who you are.